Welcome back to Watching Film with Seth Varnadore. I'm a former high school and college football coach, and this season I'm doing some work with Alligator Army, breaking down each week's Florida game, looking for the good, the bad, sometimes the ugly, and what I find interesting, and maybe what to look for going forward. We'll start with the defense. I thought the defense played pretty well against USF for the most part. There were some times where they gave up a few things, and we'll go through that, but a lot of it was with young guys in, and they really did a lot of rotating on the defensive side of the ball, especially up front. I don't think a lot of the big kind of older players played a ton of snaps in this game, especially in the second half. Guys like Zach Carter, Ventrell Miller, those kind of guys did not play very much. So a lot of the back end guys played, a lot of the young guys got reps, but some of the older guys had a good first half and kind of went out. So we'll look at some stuff and see what they did well, what they might want to be working on, what they might have to worry about coming into Alabama week, and then we'll look at the offense and kind of go through the same kind of thing. So we'll start here with the defense. We're going to go start with a guy that is making himself a ton of money this year, and that's Zach Carter. This play don't quite get the snap. Zach Carter was lined up over the right tackle. Here he is. He's already won this early in the snap. You can see the ball is just snapped. The receivers having it off the line of scrimmage. There hasn't been a ton of movement yet. He wins a cross face easily. On 3rd and 1, makes a tackle 3 yards in the backfield to force a 4th down. If Florida, I believe, gets off the field here out on 4th down. So that's from the backside. Later on in the game, here he is up top. Watch him set the edge. Sets the edge. Presses the tackle. Holds the edge right there. So he's got one arm free. Out here, he's kind of holding the lineman off with his shoulder. Gets off the block. Makes a play for another loss in the backfield. This guy's just playing unbelievable so far this year, and he's making himself money. And he got to do that in front of a bunch of friends and family, as he's a Tampa area guy. So nice to see him do that in front of a big crowd for himself. Florida did some other interesting stuff. Here they got so you got a 3rd down. So we'll talk more about the good stuff. I know Florida fans like to see this. Press coverage. We're going to show blitz with these two. I think they're actually going to be playing man coverage. He's got the tight end. He would have the back. And then these two are going to bring pressure. Here you see them drop it off. He's got eyes on the tight end initially, who stays in protection. So he kind of readjusts to the back. You see Moon, I believe it's Jeremiah Moon, has eyes on the back. They both stay in protection. So he's kind of sit underneath. And then a good play made here by Perkins, I believe that is. The nickel corner. Great play. Not coming through the back, going around, getting the left hand on the ball, knocking away to force another 4th down. Here's a fun blitz. So we talked last week about Todd Grantham manipulating pressures, or manipulating protections with his pressures, rather. Again, if I'm USF right here, I've got to slide my line this way because I can see from the center over 4 potential rushers, not even including the nose. So if I included him from the center over, I got 5 potential rushers over here. So I need to slide. And so you see they'll get USF to slide. So USF does a 4-man slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving 1 backside. And Florida is going to bring 3 to that side. So you got a nice 3-on-1 here. These guys that were showing blitz drop off. And you end up getting 3-on-1 on the backside, and it works out perfectly for Florida as USF's trying to run like a draw shovel. They blitz right into it and get a big hit, another stop on 3rd down. You can really see it here. They've got to come this way with all these defenders. And now he's going to Stem inside here. Get the tackle to go with him. I'm going to bring one off the edge, and then the safety is also going to come from off the screen here. He's going to go there, drop off, drop back into zone. So I get 2 to the quarterback, 1 for the shovel right here. Perfect job. Great play call. Really well done on third down. Another third down here. This one I think is a little bit fortunate. So here you have the same look, right? USF does not set their protection to. If I'm them, I'm setting it to the left here. I'm setting it down here again. They don't set it that way, and now you get Jeremiah Moon on a tailback. He easily avoids his block, forces the throw early. Kyrie Elam makes a great pick, right? Awesome. This was somewhat fortunate, I think. You could see it from the press box, but Jimmy Horn Jr., really, really fast player here. What USF was trying to do is they know how they had this one-on-one to the Elam with a speed out. That's fine. They were hoping to hold him there. Hold that. Horn actually is going to get vertical, make a move to the corner, and then come back across. So they want to try to hit him over in this third of the field. It's hard to see exactly, but watch here. If USF slides the line this way, so you don't have Moon on a tailback if you got Moon on a lineman. Here's Horn right here. He's leaning into here, and now he's going to break it across face here. And it's hard to see, but watch him. There he goes. There goes the safety. There goes the nickel. And there goes a guy wide open if you got time for it to hit this play. Instead, the quarterback's forced to make a tough throw. And really not a bad throw, but just an unbelievable play by Kyrie Elam. But does this mistake go unpunished next week? I would think not. Right? Right there. That might be 6. So that's stuff you got to kind of, that's a worry. Another good thing. So kind of getting back to the good stuff, they could also end up being a worry, but I thought the linebackers, especially the young guys playing, they came up and filled and run. You see, I believe it's Tyron Hopper here. He's going to fill right here and meet the back at the line of scrimmage. That's nice to see. I feel like last year they didn't have that quite aggressiveness here. He's going to fill. I believe it's Diabate. Comes in, fills at the after. But if you're in too much of a hurry, right, the worry is he doesn't do a bad job. He kind of comes late. But the worry is these guys start feeling like crazy next week. And now that here's the RPOs coming in behind here, right? That's where those kind of teams put you in conflict. USF tried to do it, but I thought Florida did a pretty good job with those. And for the most part, forced USF to make some tough decisions and not get any big plays on it. This was just kind of this is a third down on USF's only scoring drive, I believe. Just kind of a weird idea to me. Maybe miscommunicated call. This is the strong side of the formation. Florida's only got 2 guys to the strength. He's kind of technically on the backside of the center. So if we do a line from the center over, the opposite of that blitz we showed up, basically, Florida's outnumbered by 2 guys here, where on that blitz they had previously, they were outnumbered USF by 2, right? So this is an easy check. You overload that side for a blitz. They just checked outside zone. Not a hard check. And you don't even have to execute it at a crazy high level. You see him looking. They stay with it from the box. I thought maybe they were going to add him in here as well and do some type of rotation. That would have made a little more sense. But he starts dropping back as well. And USF just goes run to that open area. Reach. He even comes and helps because they got the one-on-one right here. So he comes and helps there. That's an easy third down conversion right there. When you overload to that side and it's third and medium, so they could the option to run that is still there. So that was kind of a weird one. I wonder if that was a miscommunication or what. This is a tough look that Florida did last week to FAU and even a little bit this week. There's the tight end. So you gotta play this as if there's an attached tight end because there is, but then they still got 3 receivers out here. You've got to match numbers. Right here, they don't match numbers. You only got 2 on 2. That's easy. Pitch and catch for 9 yards there. Same exact thing here. How are you going to play that? That's a tough look, especially without huddling. There's your tight end. And we saw last week Florida broke it out to great effect. They did it this week too. And we'll look at that later. 3 receivers to tight end all on the same side. How are you going to play it? You got to match numbers. If you don't, easy read. Throw it out there. Pick up 8 or 9. That makes it very easy on the quarterback. Another thing that is something maybe not necessarily to worry about, but I think something people have picked up on is when you go to compressed formations, it's hard to come up and play press because there's all kinds of things that can be done to you. So you have to play your corners off. And these compressed formations give easy throws for quarterbacks, right? Compressed formations, if you're going to play it really far off and outside, you can get an easy completions for the quarterbacks. But it also is kind of, this leads to also something I think you're going to see a lot as the season goes on. Right there, that throw is on Jason Marshall. This next one's on Avery Helm. People aren't going to throw to Kaiir Elam's side a lot if they don't have to. So I think you're going to see a lot of that. We've already seen it through 2 games. I think that's something you're going to see a lot in the future. Here, towards the end of the third quarter, Florida's playing a ton of young guys here. But this is just a total bust. You've got to match numbers. There's no way a blitz was called and they didn't have somebody for each guy out here. They didn't have a man for each receiver. Because right now you got 2 over 3. That's not a winning formula. So somebody busts. You bring the pressure. It's an easy. Even though you almost get there, it's easy. That's a USF walk-on that just got awarded a scholarship this camp. About walks in for a touchdown because he's got nobody covering him. And then you go for it on 4th down. On the 1, you throw it. You trust your defense to hold him down here. And either way, you'll get good field position. USF is going to take a shot here. This is just straight man coverage. 1 high safety. Looks like cover 1. Safety right here just doesn't get enough depth. You see he's carrying with him. He's coming across with him. He's going to deep crosser. He's going to run a deep post. Safety gets beat over the top. I think it's just young guys. There's your safety. Typically you don't want to let the receiver run 5 to 10 yards past you if you're playing safety. So just get a little depth. If he gets a little depth there and he's in the middle of the field, that play's dead. He might have a chance to make a play on the ball if the quarterback decides to throw it. If not, the coverage is pretty good in other spots. You see here, he's right in the hip pocket. I don't think Marshall's in terrible position if he thinks he's got safety help in the middle. But the safety kind of got flat-footed and got beat over the top. Didn't get his depth enough there. But young guy, I don't know how much he's going to play next week. But those are things you want to get fixed going into that game. So we'll start with the offense now. We'll look at the run game first. Then we'll get into kind of the quarterbacks individually and see what they did well, what they did poorly. So we'll start with a little outside zone here. So Florida's got the tight end down here, 3 receivers opposite. These formations with the tight end is a nub tight end, so that means he's by himself. There's nothing outside of him. are really tough to defend because you have to set the front typically to the tight end, but then 3 receivers is usually considered a passing strength as well. So how do you set the strength? USF early in the game went to a 4-down line. They played a lot of 3-man fronts under Glenn Spencer, their defensive coordinator. They went 4 down to try to stop the Florida run game. Florida's able to find some success and then use that against USF as the game went on here. So we'll look here outside zone. Everybody stepping this way. Back working the edge. If he sees a seam, one step, get vertical, right? Really good job reaching and running. Gets him the edge. Really good look at it from the outside. And you also get to see the advantages you get with a running quarterback. You're going to hold some people backside, right? So right there, he's held. He's held. He's not in a rush either. This is a really good job here on outside zone. This looks pretty good. We're reading him. So I go right to second level. There. Working up to the next level, right? Really good look at it right here. Getting push. Tight end comes off the block maybe a little early, but then he kind of makes up for it by getting downfield. Guy that makes the play is all the way back here unblocked. You're going to let him go chase stuff down because you're going to end up getting 20 yards before he gets there, right? So not too bad a trade-off, but really well blocked. And then here looks like it could be inside zone, but I believe it's duo, which involves, it's similar to inside zone where you got double teams inside, but you're kind of going to stay on these double teams. And I believe it involves the back reading the Mike linebacker. But it's tough to tell. Could be inside zone. Just with it looked like the center going backside. If it was inside zone to the left, the center would go left. He goes backside, it looks like. So to me, possibly duo, but that's a nice debate you can get in on Twitter, inside zone or duo. Could be inside zone, but either way, great run. Pierce's balance is unbelievable. We saw last week him about pull off a crazy touchdown like this. He pulls it off this week. Really hard runner. It'll be interesting to see him in a big game next week. Another run here for Florida. Buck sweep. The back does a good job of kind of he sees it and kind of just cuts it up. So buck sweep, pulling both guards. We're just down blocking. Usually the first guard is kicking out, second guard's wrapping. Getting inside. Here. Arcing the backside tackle. Arc there. Read him. Quarterback can keep it or hand it off. The back does a good job of seeing kind of the seam here with this linebacker running over the top. Gets vertical. Does a good job. Picks up some nice yardage on 2nd and 9 there to get it to 3rd and short. Another look at outside zone. Again, not a huge gainer, but pretty well blocked here again. You see how he rips inside here and is looking to get to the second level. And then watch, they do a really good job of kind of pushing. I think that's Ethan White. Just kind of pushes this all down. The back does a great job getting vertical. And the safety's got to come up and make the play. As coaches, you're trying to design run plays where you get your back one-on with the safety. And then if he makes a miss, you score. If not, you still got a pretty good play. Right here, the safety's coming down, getting nosy. But still enough for a pretty good gain and a first down. So, second half, USF obviously got gashed through the air. They go back to more 3-down stuff. 3-down linemen. So, Florida's going to start reading. Instead of reading the outside guy, typically a zone read, you're going to read the end. The end man in the line of scrimmage. They're going to kind of a tight front, that Iowa State tight front where they got guys inside eye of the tackle. So we'll read him instead. Even if this guy walks up, we're going to read him. So read the 4-eye. Right there, he's kind of square. They give it here, and this is a pretty good job up front, blocking it too. And you'll see later this tweak from reading the outside guy to reading the 4-eye pays off in a big way later on. But this is a pretty good job right here. Get second level, kind of show, and then out. Get vertical. Pick up yards, first down. So the Florida run games looked really good. Here's a little. So first drive, Florida went 3 and out. Second down, they run this play. They're running the buck sweep again, pulling both guards. Right, we said typically what you want to do is have the first guard come flat down and kick out. Second guard is wrapping for backer. So what happens here? Well, Ethan White goes to pull, but he's got a guy pretty much on top of him. So what can you do? I think some places I've been have a call where he'll stay, and now the tackle becomes the first puller. Or he'll stay and they don't pull. Right? But it's just tough because when he pulls, the guy that's on top of him is the guy he has to turn and block. So this could have been one where it might have been easier to have some kind of check, which they probably have in, where the tackle becomes the first puller, he stays there, and then the backside guard's able to get around clean. So this kind of gets played because White has to pull up here, and that kind of kills this pull. And now the back just tries to sneak in and get vertical, where you may have had something outside there if you're able to get both those guys around. Another little miscue here. It's tough bringing guys in all over the place on the offensive line. You got a young guy in here at guard. If this is power read, which I believe it is, we're going to read this guy. So on power, we're normally kicking him out. We're going to read him. The backside guard is pulling on power. He's not pulling a kick out. He's wrapping for this inside backer typically. Everybody else is down, down, down. So right here, I believe we get some wires crossed here. That's just from kind of trying to find a position. Young guys playing all over the place, right? There. Kind of got to ride that fake a while. It gets a little muddy. Emery's got to cut back into here. It wasn't perfect up front, but right here, if he's going this way, right, getting vertical, obviously you want to aim in for him, but if this guy crosses his face, he can take him. Well, I think we might have a better play now and a better chance. So just a little miss right there. Just young guys getting their first reps playing. I know he's played a few different positions, so it's tough. It's tough kind of making that switch, but just little miscues here and there. But if that's power read, he should be getting vertical there. Maybe you get a better play here. But Emory run hard. Then here's a third down, kind of after Florida. Florida ends up punting here. This was after a really nice throw by Emory that was dropped. You can see Dan Mullen on the sideline telling the back right here. You've got the backside tackle kind of getting up in there. Everybody else is running kind of wide zone tracks. All right. Looks like they're just kind of folding this. He's down. He's going to come around. You see Mullen tell him just get vertical. If he sticks his foot in the ground right there and gets vertical, he might have a seam right there. And then maybe back off this block here. Back off his butt. There might be that seam there. But it kind of strings it out. It's a tough block. But you can see on the sideline, if you go back and watch, you can see Mullen tell him just kind of stick your foot in the ground. You can see him gesturing vertically. Just right there. If he just sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical, maybe he gets closer to 4th and manageable and Mullen goes for it. Instead, you get 4th and 9, 4th and 8, Mullen just punts. So there's potentially points left on the board right there if you can convert a fourth down. So Florida realized early. So now we'll get to the quarterbacks here. Florida realized early that USF wanted to stop the run. Jeff Scott said as much after the game. He said they were really focused on being aggressive and stopping the run early in the game. So Florida started to pepper in some play action, and that got them some open passing windows. Here's a nice job by Emory here off play action. Hitting a dig. And this is with a rusher in his face. I don't know if this is a tough look when you're pulling the guard here to sell the play action, because the center can't block back because he's got somebody on him, and then you got somebody over the guard, so he's got to block down, so that means you get a free one off the edge here. Emory does a good job of staring it down, throwing a nice catchable ball for a first down. Here's the touchdown. Emory throws 3rd and 7. He does a good job holding the safety here with his eyes. Hold. Take a shot one-on-one. Good ball placement. And just good job holding the safety and delivering a catchable ball accurately. Is he even a little late on this one? Maybe. Like, let it rip, brother. Like, let it go. But that's a great ball and a great play by the receiver there. And a good job with his eyes holding the safety. I still think I might want it a little bit quicker. But, what Emory does well, he's obviously has talent. That's kind of the tough thing about all the talk and the stuff surrounding the team is Emory's really talented. You can see it in that last throw. You can see it in the first one we showed where he's just staring down the barrel of a defender coming at him. Rips an accurate ball, and then throwing on the move is not easy, and he's just effortless with it. So again, USF's going to be aggressive. Mullen rolls the pocket a little bit. Nice throw on the run. Here's Emory on the run again later. Again, nice accurate throw on the run. Kind of gets a roll out of the pocket. This was a great throw. I mean, on the move, on a corner route, sticking it high where only your guy could get it. This is a really good throw. And it's just nice and easy. I mean, that's great placement on the run. Unfortunately, it drops it, and then you get that 3rd and 9 we already looked at earlier. Off play action. Little boot. Finding the receiver coming across the formation. Great job. And again, these aren't easy throws. Moving again. I mean, the guy's got a cannon. This is not easy. He's a talented dude. He can make some plays. Not only with his arm, but with his leg, too. This is a really great job. So I talked earlier about what, when you get as a coach and you're drawing up run plays, you're trying to get your guy one-on-one with his safety. So, right, and you're hoping he wins. Pretty good job up front here. He's going to climb to the 2nd level. Leave the outside backer to pitch off of. So good job here. Make him, whatever. If he goes inside there, great. Take himself out of the play. Emory, one-on-one with the safety. If you make him miss, you can hit your head on the goalpost. That's what he does. Great run. His first half was excellent. But I think he got lulled into kind of a sense of security by how easy it was early. Right here, great. They played up early, took some shots over the top. Now they're starting to play off a little bit. They're backing up. Easy completion, right? But on his first interception, I think he believes he's going to get the same look. Right here, he sees the corner starting to bail. Just like on this play. Corner was off and bailing. Same corner, number 2, into the boundary. He bails out of there. Big cushion for an easy throw. So right here, I know I've got some type of hitch called. Corner bails, that's an easy throw for me. But I don't think he ever gets his eyes back and looks at, hey, you have a flat defender now. He just thinks corner's off, easy throw, take it. It's like he didn't look, and it's, oh no, there's a flat defender now. And he's about to house this thing on me. Great effort by Justin Shorter here to get back in the play and prevent a touchdown. USF only gets a field goal out of that. Think about if it's a tighter game. That's a big time play by Shorter there just to get back in there and make the tackle and not kind of gloat or loaf rather. But you can get a look at it. I think it was just kind of a complacent read here, where he just assumed he saw the corner pedaling off. He goes, "I'm gonna get this easy throw right here, getting rhythm." Oh no, there's somebody. There's a guy there. You got to make sure. You can't kind of assume. You got to confirm. Don't assume, confirm. And unfortunately, he did not confirm. First play of the game here, just the distressing pattern with Emory in the last couple games. When he's gotten in trouble, it's when he's been late. This is like a bread and butter. I think this might be the first play they put in. And this guy's got like a middle read, which a lot of times will turn into almost a dig as well. This is one of their bread and butter concepts right here. Bang. That should be a hitch up, and I know where the ball's going. That's a lot of waiting. And if your receiver got any separation on the top of his route, well, now the defensive back's closing. Now, maybe he wasn't anticipating this tight of coverage, but still, bang, you hit your hitch, the ball's coming out. And if you got to wait for it, maybe you need to take the ball somewhere else or take off, right? Here's kind of the other one. Late, waiting around, and I'll just try to force it back there if it's not there. You cannot do that. Better teams are going to punish you for this, right? And that's kind of what he did last week. He forced a couple in there. And is it because Anthony Richardson's coming on and making unbelievable, spectacular plays, and he feels like he's got to make the plays too to stay on the field? Maybe. Right here, Florida's in 12 personnel under center. Why are they under center? They're never under center. Well, they went to it a few times. But you had to know it's because they're setting up a shot, right? They're setting up a shot play under center. That's why they're there, to set up a nice play action look. They don't live and die under center. USF knows this too. They figured out 2nd and 1 plus territory on their side of the 50. This is a great opportunity to take a shot. The defensive coordinator knows that too. So what does USF do? Do they bring a ton of pressure? No, they drop 8 guys. Emory's late. Ball gets picked. So this is kind of put him in a little bit of a tough spot here, but you've got to know that I can't throw this ball this late. So flat defender. He's looking here first, right? Usually I'm thinking they're reading it high to low, right? He's going to here, and then he's actually breaking back out of the corner. He's in the flat, and they're hoping to basically run like a flood concept, bringing him from the other side. They love that kind of stuff. In fact, this corner, where he's their safety at USF, Brock Nichols, said after the game, I knew whenever they have something in the flat, they're bringing something over the top, so I kind of left the flat and started looking for it, and that's how he got underneath the ball. But if Emory throws this ball now in this area, that guy's got no shot because this one's dead. You've got the safety over the top. You got the corner underneath it. That one's dead. So I need to go ahead and adjust back down. That's out. Now come to this. And then if I don't like that, then I come down here. I don't like that, I run. Or I can take off, right? You can't do this. You can't wait till he gets across the numbers on the other side and throw it with no air. That's going to be picked. That's an easy job. Easy for the defense right here. That ball has got to be probably hammered on this dude right here or with some air back there. You can't wait and then try to throw it on a rope there. That's what happens. so late and kind of forcing it. But I think this is probably I'd say this is a good thing, but also frustrating. Earlier in the game, same kind of situation, 12 personnel, about to hit the 50, in good territory to take a shot. They got a shot dialed up. It's not there. What does he do? Does he force it? No. I'm going to check it down. Picks up 13 yards. I'm pretty sure Florida scores on this drive, right? So don't force it. Just drop it down. Take the check down. Live to play the next down. You never go broke taking a profit, right? Unfortunately, this is what he's got to deal with mentally. Florida gets in 12 personnel, brings in Anthony Richardson first play. USF playing, run hard. You've got a tight end here, a tight end here. Copeland is just going to win with a post. He's going to run a corner to kind of hold anybody back here. And the play action gets all these guys to bite. There's the corners locked on the tight end. He's going to run a corner out to get him out of there. So now it's really one-on-one, right? We talked about USF wanting to stop the run. Florida saw that, went to the play action. You saw Emory complete like a 12-yard dig. Well, now they could take the shot with Richardson in the game. Sells the run real well, rolls it, and is able to push the ball vertically. Hits Copeland in stride for a 75-yard touchdown. You can see it here. Fill in for run. Occupy him. And now basically it's Copeland's one-on-one with the safety from hash to the other sideline. And Copeland's a pretty good player, so he's going to win a lot of those. Great design, great execution there. Richardson's dropped. He only dropped back to pass 4 times. One of them was this, where he takes off, shrugs off a blitzer, scrambles for 18 yards. You know, these are things that are just tough to do. USF brings a pretty good blitz here. Getting Florida's protection turning this way. They're bringing 3-on-2 here. But, you know, great players can make you right even when you're wrong. Right here, Florida's not in great shape in pass protection. That's okay. Anthony Richardson's going to make them right just by shrugging off a couple tackles and ripping off an 18-yard run. All right, we showed USF going 4 to a side. Well, here's Florida going 4 to a side. There's a tight end. 3 receivers. I'm going to sell bubble here. They're initially both going to come off like they block. Copeland really just wins at the line of scrimmage and goes. And it looks like it was a switch vertical. Great route here by Copeland. Watch the DB doesn't get a hand on him. He just goes, again, sell by AR-15, little rocker step, let it rip. Perfectly thrown ball again for a touchdown. Great job by Copeland getting off the line of scrimmage. Watch this up top right here. I don't think he gets touched. Oop. See ya. You don't even got a sell block when you can win at the line of scrimmage like that. Goodbye. Great throw. Another touchdown. Richardson in the run game. Florida's got the little buck sweep going. He pulls it. Easy 10 yards. He's just a different kind of dude. Going down on the field in the pregame and just seeing him next to everybody. Because even Emory's not a small guy. I think he's like 6'3", 6'2", 200 plus pounds. Richardson is just like, it looks like a different species than every other quarterback on the roster. It's quite a sight to see. And you can see that in the way he runs. Again, he just pulls it here. Arc the tight end for a first down. And this might have been his best play of the night. This is ridiculous. Play action pass. Tight end's kind of losing the block. USF fans want to hold. Refs didn't see it. But this part is freaky. This is like Mahomes. This is very high level here. Rolling left. flip your hips, uncork one, money over a defensive back, 40 some odd yards downfield. That's just insane. This is one that start to hear yelps in the press box from people covering USF. You hear them start to laugh. It was nuts, and it's even crazier from this vantage point. Got the roll to the right. He's forced out. Flip his hips, let it rip. Watch his full speed bang, and then the the trajectory and where that pass is just unbelievable. That's one. It was one of the best passes I've ever seen live. Didn't go for a touchdown, but the degree of difficulty here is nuts. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, right, we talked about it earlier. To end, we'll end with this. We talked about it earlier. When USF went to 3 down linemen, instead of reading this guy as the end man, Florida's going to read him. Richardson comes in here. He kind of tries to play it, but the lineman's working to get out here. He arcs around for this outside backer. Great read by Richardson. Pulls it. Get off me. And then he runs away from dudes that are very fast. It was quite a display of freaky athleticism by Anthony Richardson. All right, we're back to top. That's it for this week. Some good stuff. Mostly good, I think. A few bad things. Richardson is dynamite. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Hopefully he's healthy, because you'd love to see him playing against Alabama to really assess where he's at on the freak scale. I think he's pretty high up there. Florida will have something different to show Alabama, I think, this week. USF players were asked multiple times if they saw anything from Florida they didn't expect. One player, linebacker Dwayne Boyle, said they ran pretty much the exact same plays they ran against FAU, maybe a couple new wrinkles. But I think the Gators were being pretty vanilla the first couple weeks. They knew what they had talent-wise and knew who's coming to town week 3. I think it'll be a great matchup. It'll be interesting. Should be a raucous crowd, unbelievable atmosphere at the Swamp. Hopefully the Gators can figure out some of these miscues and put their best foot forward against Alabama.